자꾸 스토리 게임 할 때마다 스포에서 불편하다고요? 아니요, 여자 아님. 주민들한테서 뭐 물어보는 게 몇 개 더 있나?
Good day to you. Farewell.
이거 뭐 다 한 거야? 위에 표시가 없어졌는데? 진행도 100%. 저녁까지 시간 죽여야 되는데. 이 게임 사서 하려고 했는데 스포 때문에 못하겠다고요? 아니 사려고 사서 할 생각이 있는 사람은 이걸 보면 안 되지. 나가 빨리. 박사 저번에 그렇게 얘기하더니 뭐야 그거 미는 말이야? 밥 먹고 저녁까지 그냥 한숨 때리자.
Is there somewhere?
All right. For how long?
Just the one night?
Sure, but
깎아줘. 1.5.
May the Lord watch over you.
무시하는 거야?
Have you got?
Ah, there's for how long?
알았어요. 그냥 쿨거리 하자 그럼.
Here you are.
You've got it all.
Where do I get?
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door.
사다리 타고
Watch
올라가라고?
over you.
사다리? 아 여기? 기간지럽다고요? 왜요? 밥도 먹었으니까 낮잠 좀 자고 그 다음에 만나러 가자. 저녁에 보랬잖아요? 해가 지고 나서 보자는 걸까? 그렇게 하면 몇 시지? 한 7시쯤? IQ 추적 들어간다고? 아, 안 돼. 그거 밝혀지면 큰일 난다고. 낮잠을 몇 시간 자냐고요? 아니, 밥도 든든하게 먹었으면 이 정도는 자야지. 감기 걸렸냐고요? 아니요, 전 비염이 있어가지고 코가 막혔다 뚫렸다 해요. 해가 져야지 저녁으로 취급하나?
Jesus Christ. Good luck to you.
I am honored.
Farewell.
I'm at your.
And the Lord watch you.
저기 오는 거 아니야?
My respect.
I've come in the name.
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you. Well, what do I care? Ask.
That man Lubosh who was murdered. What was he like?
He was a strange one. Always drinking, bad-tempered. Lord knows how he made a living. Well, maybe now I've got an idea or two.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
I
아
didn't
근데
see much of
투구가
him
왜
lately.
이렇게
Not even in the tavern. Not till
가만히
yesterday
있어도
in
삭는 거
church,
같아.
as it happens.
너무하는 거 아니야? 지금 뭐 거의 다 베개져.
Have you noticed anything suspicious?
I didn't see much of him lately. Not even in the tavern. Not till yesterday in church.
이게 정도가 심하잖아.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhoff was raided?
I don't think he was home at all. Wait. Are you saying he... Jesus.
Do you know anyone Lubos used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
I really don't know. As far as I know, he had no kin. I never saw him with anyone.
That's all.
Good luck to you. One bear.
아까 사진 지나가던데. 그냥 지나간 거야?
Nobody they got their hands on. By all accounts, it wasn't
피사하면 맨날 더러워서 더 이상 더러워질 수가 없다고.
How did they kidnap some stable?
True enough, but it still don't make sense to me. Why would a quiet lad like that throw his lot in with that spawn of Satan? For sure there's something else behind it.
I don't know about that.
저녁에 보자고 했는데 지금이 저녁이냐고요? 아니 지금 봐봐 시간을 봐봐 7시가 넘었어. 지금이 저녁이야. 저녁밥 먹을 시간이라고. 안에 들어가 있는 것 같은데. 이거 봐요. 딱 시간 딱 맞췄잖아. 하여튼 알지도 못하면서 아는 척 대기한다. 어휴.
Blessings of our Lord be.
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
지금이 저녁이라고요. 어제 저녁. 와 태세 전환하는 거 봐.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
사실대로 얘기해야지 나를 좀 믿지
I'm
않겠어?
sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no
근데
warning.
투구 좀 벗자.
They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl,
주인공 벌써 술 한잔
even the
했어?
witch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of a church in Rovno. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old...
그래 하청에 하청 받았어요.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujit, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claim. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father.
옆에 누구야? 왜 자연스럽게 합석하냐?
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry,
뭐야
that's not
쟤?
how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once,
뭐냐고? 절로 가요.
if people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
You're just making excuses. The
아,
people
평판
who say the
떨어졌네.
church is corrupt are right. You don't care about anyone, only your own comfort.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Really sorry. You've no idea how wrong you are.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well,
아, 쟤
usually
불편해. 좀 딴 데 가라 그래.
it's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical, condemning vices, and of course describing them in detail.
옆에서 끼어들 타이밍만 노리는 것 같아.
And stories from real life with a nice moral to them are popular as well, especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores
아,
in
불편해. 진짜
expensive
쟤 좀 어떻게
furs,
봐.
while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head.
몰라. 그냥 와서 옆에 앉아갖고 저러고
Robbers
있어.
of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Here's to a good
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
Coming.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
아, 왜 자꾸 술 먹이려 그래?
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
9시부터 했어요. 옆에 앉아 있었던 이유가 있구만. 야, 많이 마시면 안 돼. 친구가 장비 털어갈 수도 있단 말이야. 그러니까 저도 그냥 버그인 줄 알았는데.
Enough of this.
Bailiff, come on over here. Sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men,
이 동네에 석이 살잖아.
throw them out.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
야, 술 취하고 싸우면 이거 불리한 거 아니야?
Is that all you've got?
어이. 장비가 좋아가지고 아마 뭐 딜 그렇게 박히진 않을 거야.
You'll get what
다굴반대. 평판 상승. 이거 뭐 처음에는 좀 그럴싸한 사람인 것 같더니 이거 완전 양아치잖아.
Look out. Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry.
도대체 무슨 계획이 있는 걸까?
Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
술 마신 상태에서 나한테 얘기해 주려고 그러는 건가?
What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself. Here we are. Look at this beauty.
야, 이 시간에 설마 종치려고?
We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
진짜 뭐야 저거.
Ah, bloody oath.
And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Got him on you old goat.
Come here.
내 장비. 내 장비 있어. 야, 빨리 이거 입어. 이거 완전 땡중 아니야. 뭐야 둘이 뭐해?
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
아, 마치. 몰라요.
God,
자고
where'd
있는
you
꼬라지
be?
좀 봐.
Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you?
Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. Oh, my guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Wait, before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you.
You can. You can do the sermon.
설교를 하라고? 가지가지 한다 진짜.
So, first I investigate a murder no one once investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master
아,
Jan-
장난하냐고.
Henry, look.
아까 전에 얘기해줬던 거 그대로 읊어야 되는 거 아니야?
If the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
아니 저녁에 계획이 있는 것처럼 얘기하더니 이거 순 양아치 아니야?
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a second chance.
We'll never get away with it.
Not if you make a hash of it.
야, 얘 휘청거리는 거 봐. 너는 그래도 제대로 서
Can't
있잖아.
make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you.
이럴 줄 알았어.
I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubos.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
개판 쳐서 쟤 망하게 했으면 좋겠다. 첩이야? 참네.
God.
이거를 가서 얘기하라는 거 아니야. 아 몰라, 개판 칠 거야. 너 나한테 맡긴 걸 후회하게 해주마. 아, 옷 기껏 입혀놨더니 또 벗었어. 뭐 어차피 메인 퀘스트니까 개판 쳐도 어떻게든 되지 않을까요?
Never show up.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
야, 저렇게 해도
Any minute now, he'll throw up.
들으러는 오네.
So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas
바들바들
ad
바들.
venerabilis a manus suas. Hac facite in meam.
야, 저런 애 얘기를 들어야 돼?
Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who's here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where by the grace of God was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preach.
말하기 토하기 직전이야.
I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So Henry, you may begin.
둘 중에 누가 먼저 토할지 궁금하대. 자신 있게.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church.
야, 미쳐버리고 있잖아.
Boy has a cheek.
Creation has given to every man the power by which he might rule the whole world.
아까 대충 보고 말하는데.
That power does not
적당히
give him the right to rule.
눌러보자. 아무 말도 안 하는 것도 선택지로 해주지 않을까? 거칠게 한번 가자.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, humans, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck
대사
of
잘못
gold and
골라서
silver.
말아먹는
They
게
show
없네.
no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you